And in 2016, a hero police dog made headlines when he was stabbed after coming to the rescue of his handler.
Finn underwent life-saving surgery before retiring, but later died at the age of 14. Now, a memorial statue has been unveiled in his hometown in Hertfordshire, and our reporter Masumi Bakshi has more.
There are police dogs, and then there's Finn, a service dog who was stabbed in the line of duty and gave his name to a law protecting others. 2 years after his death, he's now been immortalised with this bronze statue.
It really is realistic, exactly like him. It's life-size as well. So, again, when he was unveiled, I couldn't help but have him on my left-hand side and have my arm around him just as I always did.
The road to Finn's law, which makes it an offence to attack or injure service animals, began in 2016 when Finn's handler was attacked.
We were chasing a suspect through the streets of Stevenage. We thought he'd been involved in a robbery. And when we caught up to him, he pulled out the biggest knife I've ever seen. Now, I didn't see the knife until it was coming out of Finn's chest, which was, horrible. My life stopped. And even though Finn had been horrifically injured, the next thrust of the knife was for me. And Finn said, "You're not doing that. You're not having my dad." And so he put himself in the way of that second thrust.
After years of campaigning, the law came into force in 2019, making Finn a national hero. The public donating thousands of pounds for this new memorial in his hometown of Buntingford.
It's heartwarming. It's heartbreaking and it's heartwarming at the same time.
He protected his master, the policeman, saved his life, and people should recognise that they're not just there to frighten people, they're there to protect public and the police.
Police dogs make a huge difference. Normally, when we're all tucked up in bed, sort of 3 o'clock in the morning, handlers are running through people's back gardens trying to find, robbers and burglars, and then they do that for a bowl of food, a pat on the head and a ball. So they are very special, so we should be celebrating them.
Finn retired after the attack, moving to Cornwall with Dave and his family, but died just one day after arriving.
I like to think that Finn got me to Cornwall. He knew I was going to be safe forever down there, and then he was able to pass, to let go.
Finn's legacy means generations of police dogs will be protected as he keeps watch on his regular beat in Buntingford. Masumi Bakshi, BBC News.
The amazing story of Finn. And let's talk about Finn's legacy now, because we're joined on the sofa by Kieran Stambridge from the Thin Blue Paw Foundation. Hi, Kieran. And also by police dog handler Claire, who is... That's not Claire. That is Fiji. Claire, tell us about Fiji.
Fiji is a Belgian Malinois, and she is, or was a police dog in Surrey and Sussex Police Force for 6 years. And she was working and she did a brilliant career, and now she's retired.
I mean, they are amazing, aren't they, police dogs? Just tell us how important they are in terms of the work that the police force carries out and your relationship with her.
Well, I came back after maternity leave and was given Fiji, and all of a sudden I thought, oh, this is going to be a test. But the bond was absolutely unbelievable, and ever since, we did some brilliant work during work, and she's amazing as a police dog, and I think police dogs are sort of not looked at as well as they should be because of the police force's cost and everything. But yeah, no, she's been really good in her career.
And she's retired now.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell us about some of the things that you did together, because it's a real partnership, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, just as we came out of our assessments and she was passed as a fully licensed police dog, she then saved someone's life who went into the woods to commit suicide. So I was immensely proud of her, for her to be able to find that person and save his life. He got medical attention thanks to Fiji finding him in time. It's really good.
And Kieran, we're talking about Fiji, we're talking about Finn. but both a reminder of the fantastic work that so many police dogs are doing right across the country.
Absolutely, there's hundreds of police dogs, every day being deployed, to save lives, find missing people, deal with public order events. They do an incredible work that it would take many officers to do without them. So they really are the unsung heroes of the police force.
Yeah, I was lucky enough for breakfast about, quite a few years ago now, to follow a litter of police dog puppies as they went through their training. Yeah. It's extraordinary, isn't it? It's the amount of time, the effort, but particularly the bond between the handler and the dog it's a real working partnership.
Absolutely, Fiji's a prime example. She wants to be with Claire all the time. She's Claire's fierce protector, and we see that from police dog handlers across the UK. The bond they have is unbreakable, which is why at the Thin Blue Paw Foundation we're so keen to make sure they have access to the veterinary care they need in retirement, so they never have to be separated from their handlers, because cost should never be a consideration when thinking about rehoming your retired police dog.
And I guess the statue that we saw of Finn reminds all of us of the role these dogs do and how important it is that we keep training the next generation, because I guess you need to be constantly training, replenishing the numbers.
Yeah. Absolutely. Finn's memorial was Finn left an incredible legacy. It's because of him that dogs like Fiji and many across the UK on a daily basis are seen as police officers in the eyes of the law. So if they are attacked on duty, the offender can be charged under Finn's law. And I think that really highlighted just the incredible work of these dogs and why they should be seen as a fellow police officer, because of the work they do, and making sure that as we bring that new generation, they've got the protection to look after them should the worst happen.
And just tell us about the Thin Blue Paw. We can see the T-shirt there. Yeah. So what are you using? What help needs to be given to these police dogs while they're working, but also after they've stopped working?
Yeah, so we work collaboratively with police forces to look at things like stab vests and other personal protective equipment to support them when they're serving. But Fiji's a prime example. Fiji's has about £10,000 worth of veterinary care in her retirement. She had emergency life-saving surgery only a matter of months ago when she had gastric torsion. And as a charity, we fully fund the veterinary care for Fiji, thanks to public donations. So we are about raising the profile of these incredible dogs, both serving and retired, but also making sure they have access to the best veterinary care, because if they've got a pre-existing condition, they're not able to get pet insurance for that condition, and therefore they're not able to access the vital care they need. So we step in their time of need and support handlers and owners like Claire to make sure Fiji has the very best of retirements when she needs the medical treatment that she does.
Well, thank you both. Thank you all for coming in.
Thank you.
Fiji's now fully relaxed, having heckled our earlier items with her barking. She's looking very, very. Maybe just leave her here, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Very much to see you.
Oh, isn't that lovely?